Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 8. Jamaica will transition to a republic in time for the next general election, which is constitutionally due in 2025. Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo-Forte, made that declaration yesterday during her sectoral presentation in Parliament. She says a constitutional reform committee is now being established and will include members of the opposition.
I have set out the work to be done by the committee in very broad terms, specifying, among other things, that it will involve at this stage the conduct of a thorough and comprehensive review of the 1962 Constitution, including the 2011 Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms, as well as recommendations for reform made through the various constitutional reform commissions and committees in the past. Ultimately, to implement an ambitious reform agenda settled by consensus.
Minister Malahoo-Forte says she has already written to the leader of the opposition with a request to name 2 opposition members for the Reform Committee. Other committee members will include relevant constitutional experts and the wider society. The minister says a bill for an act of parliament to remove Her Majesty as head of state is not considered to be passed unless it is supported by the votes of at least 2/3 of all members in either house. The bill must also be put to Jamaicans through a referendum. Persons charged with murder and gun crimes will be denied bail under an amended Bail Act the government will soon bring before the House of Representatives. Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo-Forte, made the announcement Tuesday.
I wanted to table it today, but we are revising the wordings of some clauses. I will not say much more at this stage, Madam Speaker, except, and I want you to hear me well, if you're on murder charge, you cannot be at large. If you're on gun charge, you cannot be at large.
Under the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms in the Constitution, any person awaiting trial and detained in custody is entitled to bail on reasonable conditions. A joint select committee of Parliament has been reviewing the Bail Act. Also coming out of this Tuesday's meeting of the lower house, a comprehensive Jamaica legal information portal is to be operational by next year. It is being implemented through a partnership between the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs and JAMPRO, with funding from the World Bank's Competitiveness and Growth Project. JAMPRO is providing technical assistance to carry out the project. Portfolio Minister Marlene Malahoo-Forte says the goal is for the digital platform to reduce the amount of time and effort it takes to identify Gazette notices and laws.
The ministry intends to use the web portal to engage on law reform issues. This engagement will serve to inform both the public and the ministry itself about the issues of concerns that are to be considered in the development of law reform proposals.
The portal will provide public access to publications such as the Revised Laws of Jamaica, Annual Acts of Jamaica, Gazette publications, Proclamation Rules and Regulations, and Bills, Acts, and the Gazette Extraordinary. The portal will also include common lawmaking judgments of the courts. Minister Malahoo-Forte says material is currently being scanned and prepared for uploading to the website once it's developed. In other news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is encouraging Jamaicans to participate in the island's 15th National Population and Housing Census. The census, which is done every 10 years, is slated to be undertaken this year after it was postponed in 2021 due to COVID-19. The Prime Minister points out that the data collected will inform policy, budgetary allocations, implementation time, and the development of a database of persons' needs so the state can plan for its citizens.
Please, when the census takers come around, please give them your full cooperation and participate in the census. We need to have that information. And when it is time for you to get your national identification card, please go and get your national identification card. All of those things work together to help the government to plan better for you.
Mr. Holness was speaking on Friday as he delivered a 3-bedroom house worth $5.4 million to Northwest St. Catherine resident Ivy Smith. The unit was distributed under the new social housing program, NSHP. Meanwhile, construction costs under the NSHP are trending down. That's the update given by Prime Minister Andrew Holness on Friday as he delivered the latest 3-bedroom unit under the program. The unit, which cost $5.5 million, was handed over to Beverly Toban of Lime Walk in North Central St. Catherine. Mr. Holness says the houses usually cost up to $8 million, but the prices and the length of time to build them are steadily decreasing. This development, he says, will allow the NSHP to increase its delivery of units from 315 to 1,000 yearly.
As we have improved the process, we're getting the prices coming down. So we're confident that we can still go a little bit lower, but not much lower. We would have to change the nature of the construction and the technology involved, which we are planning to do, so that we can build more houses with the fixed resources.
And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness is currently representing Jamaica's interests at the 9th Summit of the Americas, being held in Los Angeles, California. Mr. Holness departed the island on Tuesday for the summit and will return on Saturday. He's joined by Industry and Commerce Minister Senator Aubin Hill and Jamaica's Ambassador to the United States of America, Audrey Marks. The Prime Minister is expected to address a plenary session and participate in other discussions at the summit, which is being held under the theme, Building a Sustainable, Resilient and Equitable Future. Among the areas to be discussed are health, green energy, digital transformation, and democratic governance in the region. During his visit, Mr. Holness will hold bilateral discussions with high-level officials, including some members of the U.S. government. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang will oversee the government while the Prime Minister is on assignment. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.